Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, friends. You know what time it is. It's Babylon 5 time. And this time we're watching Season 2, Episode 12, Acts of Sacrifice. Doesn't sound promising for our heroes, but I guess we'll have to see. Friends, if you could do me a favor and hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. It greatly helps out a small channel and it allows me to alert you next time we go live with Babylon 5 or any of our sci-fi fare. And of course, if there's anything that we do that you would like early or in its full-length format, the link to our Patreon is in the description. And if you're not a fan of Patreon, consider YouTube memberships. You'll get all of our episodes at least a day early. But my dear friends, all that is then and this is now, and now it's time to watch some Babylon 5 with that Season 2 new star smell as we watch Episode 12, Acts of Sacrifice. Prepare to engage maximum warp reaction. And away we go! Right into it. Nothing like it. What do we have? Centauri and Narn? Has to be, right? It doesn't have to be, but I mean, I guess. Wow, look at that ship.
Environmental controls hit.
Do we have enough power to jump?
Only if we go right now.
Prepare for jump.
700 of our females and children. Centauri force is closing on their position.
Dear God, the Centauri are targeting
And
civilians?
put us between the civilians and the war cruiser.
Changing course.
There you go. Give him something else to shoot at. Damn, damn, damn. Ah, nice move, nice move. They're gone. Now get yourselves out of here.
Transport away. She's safe.
Oh, they're not getting away. That Narn looks familiar. Damn.
Lights.
Oh, Jakar was watching that.
5,000 of my people died in the battle you have just seen.
Oh.
Had our ships not arrived in time, had they not made the supreme sacrifice to save the colony's civilian population, the Centauri would have slaughtered everyone.
I thought Londo was going to be here to make a rebuttal.
He's issued a statement saying that his government didn't break its promise. He accuses the Narns of deliberately placing military targets within the civilian population
Oh, so it's okay to target them then.
that contained weapons, not refugees.
That's a lie! These are atrocities! Surely you see that. You must see that.
Jakar,
It could be propaganda from the Narn.
the first casualty of war is always the truth.
Unfortunately, the rest tend to be too small or too weak to defend themselves.
Then you believe me. You will intervene.
He seems so earnest. Wow.
But I'll talk to my government.
That's all I ask. If Earth takes a stand, the rest will follow. I know they will. Thank you, Captain.
I mean, there has to be something new, like sanctions or non-military options. We haven't seen that design.
The Lumani look like a pretty advanced civilization.
That's why they want this to go smoothly.
Oh shit, what were they called?
Consider it one more step in learning the fine art of diplomacy. Look, we don't have any other important ships coming in, so you'll be free to stick with it until you're finished.
I didn't even realize they were talking about somebody new. That is a cool design. John's going to tell us about Babylon 5, so we have a couple seconds here to talk. Good setup. I'm not sure if this is like a first contact type of thing. It looks like an overture of a new race that I missed the name of. I wonder how many races like are still out there.
This is the story of the last of the Babylon stations. The year is 2259. The name of the place is
Babylon 5. Chills. Oh my God, this show's so much fun. These characters are so well done by both the creatives who are writing them, you know, JMS obviously predominantly, but also the actors that are bringing them forward. Incredible job. I'm still trying to think who my favorite. Honest to God, it's a toss-up between Jakar and Londo. I love them both so much. Lanier is rising. He's climbing the charts. Oh, I love that kid. Oh, does she have the same intelligence?
There is no excuse, political or military, for the deliberate killing of civilians.
Oh, then your people will come in on our side. It would mean a great deal to my world, Dylan.
So do we help you now? Knowing that in a few years, when your force is at full strength, the Centauri will ask us for help against you.
There's got to be another way other than military commitments.
When you have been crushed beneath the wheel for as long as we have, revenge occupies your every waking thought. When everything else had been taken from us, hatred kept us alive.
Jesus.
Do you want me to beg, Dylan? Is that it?
No.
What is it?
She doesn't have the same power, man.
When our ship encountered an Earth vessel for the first time, afraid of us, of the unknown, they fired.
Earth fired first.
I heard the cries for revenge, for blood, for death. In return, we nearly exterminated an entire species.
Then we must face the Centauri alone.
No, not alone. The Council can bring political pressure to bear on them.
Trade sanctions, things.
To the return of glory!
Oh, this is gonna go well.
But they have no teeth! It would be a kindness to put them out of their misery.
I was gonna say, these guys are gonna take you apart, dude.
All right. Break it up! Break it up!
Zach Allen's here. We'll settle this on Thunder Road.
Come on, move! Go on. You watch it.
Well, why are you taking the Narn out? I guess because they threw a bottle.
Welcome to Earth Alliance Station Babylon 5. I'm Commander Susan Ivanova.
I am Corelil Mirzan of the Lumati.
And you are?
Lamati.
I was asking...
The servitor beside me is my translator, Tak. I speak through him.
Oh.
But it would represent a loss of face for me to communicate with an inferior race. Before I can speak with you directly, I must determine if your species is worthy.
Of communication.
The best way to start with your evaluation would be to take you around, show you the station.
That would be good, yes.
Wonderful. Please, right this way.
Now, is that the same, the Lamati, are they the same as Zathras?
Constant payments to certain individuals to...
Is Londo wearing black now instead of purple?
What do you want me to do about it,
Or is that just a deep purple?
Man of your prominence must have refined and exotic tastes, but we are far from home. Certain things are hard to obtain.
Oh, got a bribe coming in.
Weeping stones, Jaquaneth plants.
Aha! We know what those do.
I will make a few discreet inquiries, all right?
Thank you, Ambassador.
Yes.
He is. That looks black. Oh, they turning Londo bad. Oh, I don't like it.
6 months ago, they were hardly aware of me. Now, suddenly...
You're famous, buddy.
I wanted respect.
You got
Instead,
it.
I have turned into a wishing well with legs. Tell the others to come back tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Oh, God, that was a rough cut. Well, it's 4 versus 2.
Put it down. I said put it down!
No, Zach. No. Dude.
It's dead.
Dude.
Down his weapon. He refused.
He had just been attacked by the Centauri. He had the right to defend himself.
Yeah.
Back in the Zocalo.
That's not what my source told me.
Now look, Jakar. We can go round.
Oh, you're pushing Jakar away, man.
Now, you asked me for help, and I am doing the best that I can. But incidents like this are making my job a hell of a lot harder.
Have a right to defend themselves.
Damn it, Jakar! You are the duly appointed representative of your government. Are you saying that you can't control your own people?
No, they're being attacked. Oh, I'm on Jakar's side.
Have them thrown off this station and sent somewhere else.
You're going to lose the Narn representation here. They're going to quit the station. They're going to quit the council and everything. I'm not saying it's the right thing to do, but I mean, this is not coming. The optics of this aren't great.
Commander?
I hope we haven't caught you at a bad time.
Oh, no. Just
Breaking in some new additions to my staff. Welcome to Babylon 5.
Oh, Franklin's getting new additions.
I do not understand. Why go through all this to save the lives of potentially inferior species? Evolution is driven by blood. The weak die and the strong survive.
Serving evolution, is that their thing?
You know, I think we should all be moving on by now.
I don't believe that any form of sentient life is inferior to any other.
You're triggering Franklin.
The way for one race to help another is to allow evolution to run its course, and it's for their own good.
It's an interesting
some
approach.
strange notions, but I'm sure they will pass with time.
I'm sure they will. That compassion, and that'll pass with time.
Yeah, I got your strange notions right here.
Franklin doesn't need a reason to get real pissed.
I don't have the Mr. Garibaldi. A moment of joy in a lifetime of sorrow. Take it while you can. Good, good. Cat.
Why does Mike hate him so much?
You want to tell me what this is?
Oh, please relax. It's not a bribe. Over the years, when my luck at the gaming tables has been less than salutary...
Oh, he's paying his debt off. Nice.
Then what do you
want? I want you to stay! And have a little drink with me.
He's lonely.
I don't know you anymore, Londo. None of us do.
Wait, please. You always listen to me. You were always kind to me, even when you had nothing to gain.
Is Mike his only friend?
Except you. My good,
dear
close friend.
Oh.
I gotta make my rounds. I'll try to stop by later. If you're still here...
There we go.
There's no guarantees.
None required. I'll be here, Mr. Garibaldi. I'll be here.
God, he seemed relieved.
That was my good friend, Mr. Garibaldi. It's good to have friends, is it not?
God, that brought a tear to my eye. Crazy stuff they're doing with these characters.
We pushed the Centauri off Norn through a war of attrition so that it wasn't worth their effort to stay. But direct, open, and total war.
Huh. Ooh. You got something to say, dude?
I was fighting the Centauri when you were still a pouchling. Fighting.
Pouchling, I love it.
I will not allow the humans or the Centauri or the Minbari or anyone else to hurt that cause. And that includes you and everyone else here. If you're interested in showing how strong you are, I suggest you return home and join the military.
Right. Sign up.
I know! It is difficult! But for now...
Look at this.
We must remain calm.
Your message is heard.
God, Jakar and Londo crushing it this episode.
Now we send a message of our own.
Oh, well. They heard Jakar all right.
And when we finish, there must not be one Centauri left alive on this station.
Oh, wow.
Weapon used in the murder would appear to be an elongated blade, triangular signature, 10 to 12 inches in length.
This is awesome. I mean, someone dead, but CSI stuff is cool.
Pressure marks from a 5-fingered hand. Fingernails.
Look at that.
I better notify Ambassador Malari. Michael.
Right now we can't prove it was the Narns.
Captain, come on. You know it was.
You gotta tell him it's Citizen's dad.
And telling Londo now won't bring this guy back. Not telling him for a while might save a lot of people from getting killed in the riot.
I don't agree with... Oh. He forgot about him.
Were you waiting for someone?
Yes. Someone.
Oh, this is heartbreaking. What's happening to our guys here, man? Come on. Listen, I know Londo is incredibly flawed and responsible for all of this terrible shit that's going on, most of it, but I still like the guy. I can't help it.
It occurred to me that you're probably showing me only the good things about this place in an attempt to impress us. All perfectly understandable given the temptation of our company, but it doesn't tell us what you're really like.
What do you want to see?
Hey! Like I...
Dude.
And you two are gonna wait outside until I'm ready. And if you're really convinced that I'm only showing you the good parts of Babylon 5, well then go ahead and choose any part of the state.
Yeah. Susan's not going to sugarcoat anything.
Where's the rest of it? Hey!
Did he pocket, like, some of her, like, undergarments? Wow.
Reviewed your report on the Narn situation.
I know this guy, too. It's actor.
We have to decline their request for intervention.
We don't have to support their military campaign. Just lend a hand to save their civilian population.
Yeah, refugee support. I mean, can't you help, like, be humanitarian for both sides?
A group of extremists are planning to attack the Centauri here.
Schrock! Are they armed?
A few guns, mostly Drazi knives, long ones with poison tips.
Drazi knives.
They've rejected my authority. I have to reclaim it.
You don't mean you're going to?
Well, I have no choice.
Then I'm coming with you.
I don't think that would be
You
wise.
will need someone to watch your back. If it's not me, who would you prefer?
Yeah, bring Natoth. I mean, I like the original Natoth. Appearance-wise, it's very difficult to tell them apart.
You say these are your own species, yes?
We call them lurkers.
Yeah.
And yes, humans mostly. They end up getting small jobs here and there. When those go dry, they end up moving into the undeveloped parts of the station, down below.
What happens when we develop this part of the station?
You have shown the will and the strength to isolate the genetically inferior parts of your own species as an evolutionary protection.
Well,
You create a workforce without a power base to challenge you. Well, this is not something we thought of, but it's something that we will institute in our world.
Oh, great.
Alliances?
Alliances are built upon more than tactical advantages. They are built upon similarities of culture.
I mean, okay.
Thank you, but this is not...
Susan, take the W.
This is not your battle. Go back to your human friends. You have no authority here.
What?
My authority comes directly from the Kari. It can only be taken by force.
Are you challenging me?
You've already made the challenge.
Look at that light bar.
The courage to back it up.
Jakar and Londo are crushing it this episode. Look. Oh, no. We know this guy's younger. That's it, Jakar. Oh, of course he pulls a knife. Get a knife. Get a knife to Jakar. He does not need one. Nice job, Natoth. Oh, broke it.
Enough! This ends now!
Jakar, how can you not like this character? Watch this prick. Watch this prick. Ah, it's poison. It's.
I think I only caught a little of it.
I'll get help.
No! I mustn't let them see weakness. Walk beside me, Natoth.
Oh, dude.
I can't be more specific, but from time to time, he's been able to get other people out of sticky situations.
The Underground Railroad.
They said they can't give official help, and this is as unofficial as you can get. If we do this right, there won't be any fingerprints leading back here.
It's refugee aid. It's humanitarian efforts.
It turns out that we have more food coming into Babylon 5 than ever gets used. On the theory that the Centauri don't want trouble with your government, we could transfer some of that food to Mimbari transports. They could deliver it to safe zones in the Narn colonies, and...
And once the cargo is offloaded, the ships could bring back as many Narns as can fit.
Yes, that's the idea.
Do not have the same resources I once had, Captain. But what I have is at your disposal.
I like these two working behind the scenes trying to help. I like that quite a bit.
Then we will conclude this deal in our traditional manner. We will have sex.
Sex?
It is necessary to finalize the agreement.
What?
Appreciate, but I have to get this. Yvonne over here?
Commander?
Commander.
Let's put a pin in this right now, and I can get back to you in a little bit, and then we can finalize this.
What? I mean, how's that gonna work?
This is the one who killed the Centauri.
You have witnesses?
He'll confess when he comes to trial. He's come to understand the concepts of honor and obedience.
We beat it into him.
Zach, stick him in a cell and take her statement while you're at it.
You got it, Chief.
And Zach, keep it holstered, dude.
Killed by a Narn. He'll announce it all over the station as proof that the Narn are barbarians.
It's pretty good, Londo.
Could this situation possibly get any uglier?
This couldn't possibly be any worse.
I was gonna say, don't ever say that. Not on Babylon 5. How could this get any worse?
Put a bag over his head and do it for Babylon 5.
Doc, that's...
I could inject you with something to make you sick. After all, he doesn't know a thing about anybody's biology but his own. He'd probably fall for it.
That's it.
I'll get a needle.
No. I've decided. I'm gonna
I'll get a needle. I'm starting to like Franklin, everybody. It happened right around the Underground Railroad episode. It was really good.
Captain Sheridan wants to see you and Ambassador Delenn in private.
There, you see.
He's hurt.
Get what we need by keeping it quiet. Oh.
He's hurt.
Poison's a
I've treated the wound and the poison. I'll be less than myself for a few days, but I'll survive.
I don't like this.
Cargo holds to smuggle out a few here and a few there.
It's the best we can do, Ambassador.
No ships, no cruisers, no fighters.
Dude, it's a start.
We cannot enter this conflict, Shikari. You know that. But we can help to save as many of your people as we can.
Yeah.
I can't tell anyone about it. Can't use this as leverage on the others.
No, dude.
Because if I talk about it, the aid disappears.
I'm afraid so. This has to be done on the QT, Jakar. But it is a start.
Yeah.
I understand the risk you are both taking. I will honor your request. And I thank you on behalf of the many Narns whose lives this will save.
Yeah, you're gonna save people, man. I can't tell if he's laughing or crying. I think he's crying. This is a heartbreaking episode.
And I'm ready now.
And there's this.
I mean, it just wouldn't be fair to ask you to do it our way on such short notice, you know.
Enough.
Susan.
To conclude our deal, we will have sex human style.
Human style.
Oh. Boom shabba lubba lubba, boom shabba lubba lubba. Hey there, 3 bags full. You come here often?
This is crazy.
Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Tell me about your portfolio. Oh, yes.
Tell me about your portfolio.
Lie to me about your family. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
All one shot. All one shot. One take.
Oh. God, you're good.
What do I do now?
All still one take?
You roll over and go to bed. New style, you go out for pizza and I never see you again.
Perhaps I'll call you before I go.
All one shot still.
Tark!
I think he knows what she did. All one shot. That is crazy.
Yeah, well, the victim was one of your people, and as such, it's nominally in your court. I just think the trial should be delayed for,
Ever.
I am sure you can sympathize with our situation, Ambassador. I mean, this is a potentially explosive situation, and much as your first instinct might be to go public with...
I know this one.
I know this one.
I would expect nothing less than the deportation of the Narn in question. His personal effects will be confiscated, auctioned, and the proceeds donated to the Centauri War Fund. That irony is all the justice I require.
That irony.
Is there anything else?
No, I don't think so.
Well, then I shall be going.
Why so understanding, Londo? It's like he's removing himself from everybody. I don't like this. I don't like this.
The Lumani sent word to Earth, confirming their interest in working with us, and said some very complimentary things about you.
Wow.
What's it say?
Next time, my way.
Commander, is there something you'd like to tell me?
I don't know what that is. No, nothing. You never want to tell him anything. See, I mean, this is bad. Oh, Mike. Mike, he needs you big time, buddy.
Thanks for what you did.
And if it makes your life a little easier in this difficult time, it is a happy coincidence.
Drink with him, man.
It's good to have friends, is it not, Mr. Garibaldi? Even if maybe only for a little while.
I don't like that.
Even if only for a little while.
I don't like the connotation. All right, everyone, we just finished Babylon 5, Season 2, Episode 12, Acts of Sacrifice, and the only thing left to do is talk about it. All right, everyone, we just finished Acts of Sacrifice, the 12th episode of the second season of Babylon 5. I mean, this was a character exploration, sort of a touching base episode with Jakar and Londo. I mean, that's 100% what it was. We know that they have nations at war, but of course, our best representatives and examples of those nations are Londo and Jakar. Jakar, I don't know how to interpret that last thing after he left Sheridan. You know, when he came out, or Sheridan and Delenn, I should say, when he came out, I thought at first he was laughing, and then it looked like he was, first it looked like he was kind of crying, then it looked like he was laughing, and then I couldn't tell. Again, I think it was a lot of the makeup and stuff kind of prevented me from understanding exactly what it was. I think that he was crying. I really do. Now, I mean, okay, so let's explore what it would mean if he was crying. If he was crying, then he means that they are in a much worse shape than what he's letting on. The Narn are in, like, basically survival mode at this point and he was taking swinging for the fences and hoping that the Minbari and Earth would come in and help, and all they would say, hard air quotes, all they would say is they would come in and help the refugees. Obviously, that's not going to win a war. It's troubling because if he was, then that means they're in a far more desperate situation. If he was laughing, then that means he's probably concocted a lot of these things as far as like the propaganda from the video. Initially, I thought that video looked very, very suspect because, everything kind of made it sound like, the Narn were the most noble. There was no kind of derogatory claims. Everything was like, a moment of honor and, put us between them. Their attack, damn them for attacking the civilian. It almost looked like it was like way too over dramatic. But at the same time, I don't have enough of a touchstone with the Narn, and especially like the military arm of the Narn and stuff like that, to understand just how like honor bound they are, and if that was more of a legitimate kind of shadow play that they were putting on, then obviously it was probably correct and not something that was fabricated for the other species to be like, oh wait a minute, the Centauri are bloodthirsty and it's genocidal and all of these things. But if he was laughing at the end, then that means he believes that with this start of potential refugee help and humanitarian efforts, that could evolve into actual military aid. I think the one takeaway, no matter if he was crying or if he was laughing at the end of that, is that Jakar and the Narn recognize that they have a huge problem. And, again, I think if it was a straight up fight between the Centauri and the Narn, I think the Narn have them, simply because the Centauri, we've been told through a season and a half, basically, that the Centauri are nothing like they used to be. That they don't hold the same power. They don't have the same kind of like power base. They don't have like supply lines. They can't reinforce positions. Like how many times did they just like seed, planets and colonies and stuff because they couldn't protect them? If it was a straight up fight, I think the Narn wouldn't have obviously it's a war, they're going to have a problem, but I don't think that they would have a negative outlook on the war in general. However, now that we have a third player that the Narn they have identified loosely, but they know full well that their destructive power is absolute. Like, they took out that entire floating, space station and stuff. I mean, they know that they've got the Centauri had this incredible, powerful ally technology, whatever they happen to have, that could wipe them out at any second, which obviously would definitely necessitate the need for augmented forces, bringing in other races. I guess we'll see. And plus, we don't know what the Narn are sharing. The Narn could easily be fielding like horrific fighting. They could be being attacked in the background by the shadows, and they're just not kind of letting that out. we haven't seen anything like that, but I mean, the possibility exists. And I'm sure that because of their inclusion in the conflict, the shadows, they can't like mass enforce, for fear that, one of their strike forces or the bulk of their fleets or something like that could be attacked. They probably have to stay scattered to have multiple potential targets instead of one really big juicy target. I just think that again, I think that the Narn situation is incredibly complicated, and that's why even the little thing like was Jakar laughing or crying means a ton about what they're going on behind the curtain. The one I'm even more concerned about, and just to put a bow on Jakar, incredible acting. Unreal acting. Best Jakar has done. Incredible stuff. The whole spectrum. I mean, we got a really good idea of what Jakar is capable of. And again, no matter what it is, if it's crying or if it's laughing at the end, he's capable of a lot. And I think the crying means it's an overture, and he's going to basically present himself as being weak. To the rest, we saw how he was accepted by the rest of the Narn that were on there. They're viewing what he's doing not as enough or not as warranted. And that's one of the reasons why I think that it wasn't subterfuge, because we had those individual scenes with just Narn, and you would think that at some point, Jakar would go in there and be like, hey, I'm working on something. I'm going to get these humans in Minbari to work with us if you all keep your heads about you, but we didn't hear that. So I'm thinking it's more legitimate. I'm not sure, though. I still put a pin in it. The Londo stuff, though, is very concerning. Londo seems to be kind of separating himself from everything. Like he is feeling alone, Garibaldi not showing up, with Mike's absence, I think that might have been the nail in the coffin. He seemed very different with him whenever he came in at the end of the episode. It's good to have friends, at least for a little while. That's ominous. That's very, very ominous. If Londo has basically given up the ghost to his prior self, the fun-loving, socialite type of guy, and he's kind of moving towards this, whatever it is that they want him to be, whether it be like, some type of leader or figurehead, Morden and all of them are definitely giving him the accolades that they are producing to rise him through the ranks of the Centauri in the hopes of putting him in some type of like very high political or even military power that would enable, I'm assuming, give them some type of advantage in the future when they rear their ugly heads for good or for real, when they finally expose themselves to the rest of the galaxy. But Londo, again, he's not wearing his purple anymore. He's wearing all black. I don't like that. A lot of symbology going into it. A lot of his entire demeanor has changed. An incredible acting job on Londo and Jakar this time. Just, it was heartbreaking in numerous ways, in different ways. It was very heartbreaking and very heartfelt to watch these two as they progress through the story. They're changing. These are not the static characters that we saw before. And even though we had the warning, nobody on this station is as they appear, this is a change from even that point of view. When the statement was made, everybody was a certain way. They've changed since then. So some in very dramatic fashion, like Delenn, and some in more subtle fashion, like Londo and Jakar. This war. And again, I don't think the war between the Narn and the Centauri is the Great War. I think it's whenever the shadows appear, that's when you don't have a great war, and it's between two of a potential, however many races and planets we have. To me, a great war would be like a world war, multinational, multi-sides, that type of thing. And by multi-sides, I mean, two aggressors or two like combatants and like people that are trying to remain neutral, as far as like the different sides that could potentially be in a grand conflict like that. Ooh, and again, I'm not real sure now that we know that the Grey Council has had its kind of, again, it's off balance now. I'm not sure that the Minbari are going to go with Earth if Earth ever has to pick a side. So that's something to watch. God, we're doing a lot of juggling, friends. A lot of balls in the air. And a couple things, that I've noted, that the Lamati are in play. God knows what they can do. That was a little bit of comedic relief in an otherwise kind of a dour episode, at least from my end, as far as I was seeing it. And then we had new staff for Dr. Franklin. I always mark any of that stuff down, especially new recruits, because of Jack. And we know that there are moles in Babylon 5. So every new face that comes in, I'm watching. You can guarantee it. Friends, if you could do me a favor, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. It greatly helps out a small channel and allows me to alert you next time it's time for Babylon 5 or any of our sci-fi fare. And of course, if there's anything that we do that you would like early or in its full-length format, the link to our Patreon is in the description. Not a fan of Patreon? Consider YouTube memberships. You'll get all of our episodes at least a day early. But my dear friends, all that is then and this is now, and now it's time to say goodbye. So where should we say goodbye from? Well, friends, we've had two very seismic events with two of our primary characters in G'Kar and Londell. And friends, I know that he has been a bit of a troublemaker here so far, especially with his machinations with Morden, but I can't let Londo sit there and drink alone, friends. So I'm placing us right before the bar closes the prior night on Babylon 5. And as he is waiting for Michael Garibaldi, we show up, we sit down with Londo and maybe give him a little bit of, quote, human comfort as we are able to socialize, drink a few with him, and maybe, just maybe, pull him back from the brink because he looks so good in purple, and I certainly don't like this darker shade. Friends, until such time as we can continue this fantastic tale, Vulcan roll, and I'll see you.